13 nominated by the British and 3 selected by the Chambers of Commerce.
Correct. At that time, the legislative branch had no specific area of responsibility.
In 1965, another election was held, and this time there were 25 places in the Legislative Assembly for the elected locals. By then, the executive branch in the government consisted of the head of state, 3 British ministers, the chief minister, and 6 local ministers.
The legislative branch were made up of 25 elected members and 7 nominated members. They were in charge of trade and industry, health, education, and housing.
Who were our first 2 chief ministers?
David Marshall and Lee Hock, Tan Nila Utama and Pat Ryan,
Liu and Merlin.
Correct, both David Marshall and Lee Liu Hock tried to attain internal self-government for Singapore. David Marshall failed, but Lee Liu Hock succeeded. He announced that Singapore would have internal self-government after the 1959 election.
Who were our first Prime Minister and President? Top 10 breakfast and video William Farquhar.
Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and Mr. Yusof bin Ishak.
I don't know.
Yes, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, the leader of PAP, became the first Prime Minister of the state of Singapore, and Mr. Yusof bin Ishak became the first president.
For the first time, Singapore had its own national anthem, state crest, and national flag. By then, the executive branch of government was made up of the head of state, the Prime Minister, and some local ministers. There were no more British ministers.
The legislative branch consists of 61 elected members. There were also no more nominated members. The local area of responsibility including trade and industry, health, education, law and labor, housing and finance. Internal security was shared under the British and the locals.
Why was Singapore still not an independent nation? How I know? The British captured Singapore's defense policies and external affairs. The Queen also appointed the head of state.
Correct, Sophie. Singapore only achieved full self-government from the British on the 3rd of June 1959. At that time, the issue of independence was closely related with the idea of emergence in the Federation of Malaysia.
The PAP government felt that Singapore's survival as an independent state would be difficult as Singapore lacked natural resources.
Why did Singapore favor a merger with Malaysia?
Because they like Nasi Lemak.
They like
For the declining entry-port trade, the growing population led prior shock, the formation of a common market, and to gain complete independence from the British.
correct, Sophie.
Although there were issues affecting the merger, Malaysia came into existence on 16 September 1963, with Singapore as one of the 14 states.
What were some of the problems that led to the separation?
Failure to set up the common market and increase in revenue contribution from Singapore to the federal government.
Disagreement over treatment of different races and different view of how countries should be governed.
Rivalry between the PAP and the Alliance over 1963 and 1964 elections and the Malaysia campaign. Yes, all three
We have come to the end of our show today. And the winner for today's show is Sophie Rose. Congratulations.
We hope you have learned something today and thank you for watching.
Hi, welcome to Who's the Founder of Singapore? My name is Heather and she is Kate. And we are your hosts for today. The show is basically a game show in which participants will answer some questions. The participants with the most correct answer at the end of the day win.
Our topic for today is how Singapore achieved independence. Today we have with us Rev. Felicity, Jelly and Jessie